The form that I passed out, I didn't have enough, so tomorrow if you come see me, please, and I will give you one. Okay? Do you have a form for your students? Okay. So make sure it's from your school and find either your teacher or find her or find me, and then we'll pass out the form for this. Okay? How many of you know my hearing dog? Isn't he cute? His name is Oliver. He's a terrier mix. So when I talk about service animals, what do I mean? Yep, animals that help. Anything else? Help do what? Help me drive my car? No. Oh, going to the store? Yep. Yep. Or are you saying store or teach? What are you saying?
No. Ambulances and emergency. I was close.
Oh, ambulances. Okay, maybe. Noticing different things. Yep. Lead, like, leading the blind. With doors and people, if they knock on the door, if they hit the doorbell, yep. What is the purpose of a service animal? My dog Oliver, what's his purpose? Making my life more easy, yep. But how? Yep, he hears different sounds. He's specifically a hearing dog. But what other kind of dogs are there? What other kind of service animals are there? Yep, seizure dogs. Dogs for people who are blind. What else? Autism. Yep. What else? Well, what? Wheelchair. Got it. Sorry, I was like, what? So people who have challenges with moving about. What kind of tasks do they do? For Oliver, he hears for me. But a dog for the blind, what do they do? They notice things. They help move around. They help you walk. Live more independently. What does the law say about service animals? Do you know? For my students, you should remember this. We had this on the hearing dog test. Going into stores, yep. Going into schools. Yeah, that's more about where service dogs can go. But what does the law say? It has two laws. One regarding dogs, and another regarding like miniature horses. With dogs, they have specific work that they can do for the blind, for the deaf, for seizures, for diabetes, for, what was the other thing? Autism, PTSD. You know what PTSD means? People who go to war and they come back and they're just so disoriented and having a hard time adjusting back into normal life. They can use them for that too. For epilepsy. I'm sorry, say it again. Yep, if they get too excited. So the law, which law specifically talks about service dogs? The ADA law. It says that any dog with a specific training or purpose, used for the blind, the deaf, for PTSD, autism, all those things that we just discussed, can be with a person, such as myself. And where did you say that they could go? You said the store was one of them. Where else? School? Anywhere I go. Exactly. Airport, restaurants, everything. The law says that he is allowed to go any place that I go. So make sure that you understand what the ADA means. The Americans with Disabilities Act. Okay? There's the hearing dog training organizations. There's 3 of them. International Hearing Dog Incorporated. That's in Colorado. Dogs for the Deaf in Oregon. And Canine Companions for Independence in California. Oliver is from the International Hearing Dog Incorporated. So he's local, which is nice. I really appreciate that it's close. Took, I think, maybe 20 minutes from my house, which was perfect. So what is Oliver trained to do? When I first got him, there were 3 basic training aspects that he had already learned. Knocks on the door or the doorbell, or if my video phone was ringing, or if the smoke alarm was going off. And he is trained to alert me. Now, how is he trained to alert me? What does he do? Right, he runs up to me. He'll jump up on my lap. Normally he's a little bit more enthusiastic. Right now he's a bit relaxed. So now he's beginning to understand, the sounds such as like the dryer or the alarm clock. My wife has a watch, and anytime that alarm clock goes off on her watch, he alerts me. My alarm clock, though, he still won't tell me on my phone. So I'm waiting for him to get the hang of that. So every day, 2 times a day, we have to practice. Make sure that he understands what I'm teaching him. So such as like the oven alarm, you know, he's learned that right away. He's done really good with that. With the dryer, same thing. Well, you know, he needs a little bit more work on that. But the smoke alarm he's doing good with. So I'm teaching him the different sounds that he needs to pay attention to. So Oliver is a working dog. He's not a pet. And it's important to understand the difference. Because the law says that while he is working and he is a working dog, he can do certain things. Like being with me all the time. If he's a pet, he can't be with me all the time. I can't take him into all those places. He has the orange vest that shows that he is a service dog. And he also has an ID card, here we go, to identify him. So if somebody comes up and asks me what he's for, I have a service card to prove that he really is, you know, a working dog. So not only does he have the vest, but he has the card. Let me see if I have it on me. With his picture. And then on the back, it says, you know, that he's trained to work with deaf people and do these certain things.
Dannen's interested.
So if you are out and about in the community and you see a dog with a vest, you'll know it's important that if he has that on, he's working. What are your responsibilities when you see a service dog? What should you do? Never pet him. Why? Right, because he's working. Yep, he might get distracted. That's a very good point. All of his training might get messed up. So it's important for you to understand that if you see a dog working, you leave him alone. Don't interfere with his ability to work. And if somebody does interrupt it, do you realize that's actually against the law? So if you go over and harass them or try petting them or you start bothering them, the police can actually give you a ticket. It costs you $250 for a fine if you interrupt a working dog. So just be careful. So always ask first for permission if you want to pet them. If they say yes, that's fine. But if they say no, you have to accept that. Who wants to meet Oliver? Anyone? So what we're going to have you do is, he's up here right now and he notices, you know, he's alert. He's relaxed, but he's alert. So if you want to come up here and introduce yourself and pet him briefly, that's fine. But understand that later, he's working. Do you have any questions for me first before we do that? Nothing? Wow, am I boring you? Do people ask you about your situation? Sometimes people look at him and they'll ask me what he's for. And I'll explain that he helps me with hearing sounds, that he's become my ears. because I can't hear certain things that he does. And I will notice that he notices because he starts looking around. One of the things he's helped me a lot with that's been interesting is sometimes, I speak. You guys have heard me talk. And the people will look at me and be like, why do you have a hearing dog? You talk just fine. But they don't understand that I'm deaf. So just because I speak doesn't mean that I can't hear. So it's important not to make assumptions about why somebody has a service animal. Okay? Any other questions? The question she asked me was, how long have I had him? I've had him 3 weeks. So it's a short time. We just got him. But I really like him. He's very cool. Well, that's a good question. She asked me, how long did it take to get him? Last year in October, I was doing research for one of my classes about service dogs, and I wanted to teach about it in the class. And the more that I learned about it, the more I became interested about it. And I thought, I want one. So I had to apply, fill out an application. I think it was 10 pages for the application. It was very lengthy. And I submitted it. And then in November they called me. And they said they thought they had a good match for me. So my family went to meet the dog. And the dog was very excited. So I wasn't sure if he was a good match. So we ended up not getting him. And we waited again until April. Was it April? No, it was March, I think. It was like the last week in March. And they called me again and they said they thought they had another good match for me. So my family went again. And we were very excited because we got to meet Oliver and he was just a perfect match. He was very energetic. So that's why we named him Oliver, with the sign name on the arm. He was just a lot of fun. And I have 3 kids, and they just really liked him. But I explained to them, when he's working, you can't pet him. So, he has his playtime, but he has his work time too. I don't understand, I'm sorry. Oh, when he hears an alarm, am I confused about what? Okay. So, if he alerts me, then my response is, okay, what happened? So I have to figure out why he's alerting me. And it could be one of several things. So, for example, if it's like the oven alarm's going off, then he'll walk over towards the oven and then walk back. So he's kind of leading me to where that noise is. If somebody knocks at the door, then he walks back and forth to the door. Sometimes, like if the smoke alarm goes off, then he'll look up. So it really depends on where the noise is coming from. And if we're outside, at a store or something, and I have his leash on, and he'll be looking around, and wherever he's looking, I'm looking, because I know that wherever he's looking, something's going on. Okay? Very good question. I've been trying to teach him signs, like sit. I use this up on my nose for settle. You know, sometimes if he's getting a bit excited or he's pulling on the leash, it's easy for me to sign that up on my face because you can see it. I have a deaf friend who has a big dog, and what they taught him was those signs, and that meant settle. Oliver has his name sign on the arm. Connected. I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Oh.
Why Oliver? It's connected to the sign energetic. He's just always excited, always ready to go, always, you know, up and ready. Right now, he's sitting there because he's working. So he's paying attention, you know, waiting for any sounds. When the vest comes off, then he's just raring to go. He wants to play. So he knows right now it's work time because the vest is on. And the leash. Good question. Any other questions? Nothing? 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 Okay. Well, if you want to meet him, you can come up and pet him, say hi. You can make a line over here to the left. And then we'll be done. Oh, one more thing. For my students, you'll need to fill out my form. And as I said, I ran out, so please see me tomorrow if you want one. And the International Hearing Organization is doing a fundraiser. And it's in the summer. It's called the Walk, Run, and Wag. If you're interested in signing up, I have flyers. You can take one with you. And if you're not interested, then leave it. Please don't take one because, you know, for those who are interested, I want to be able to give them one. Okay? Thank you for coming. And if you want to come up and pet them, you are welcome to.
Dude, is there any way I can get a copy of that? That'd be great. That helps for showing my work if I ever need to.
You are such a rock star.
Oh, thank
I'm like, you retrieve language so quickly. That's something I could pull out.
I just understand him really well. He's a lot like my counselor back in Connecticut.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I appreciate it. It's nice to hear. Hey.
This is... What?
Bye, Hannah.
I was actually like back at me, doesn't say anything. I know. I see.
Wait, this one.